Alrighty, hello there, folks. Here I am. Hey, how you doing? Okay, so yeah, I know some of you've been actually commenting there. It's been a while since I've been over here. Well, it's not too long, but yeah, it's not been the last week or two. I've been probably a little bit preoccupied with something else. Who you see, Lorraine? Some of you may see Lorraine's comment, but here, let me go back and find it. So there it is. So yeah, and that's true. And I appreciate everybody's patience because honestly, taking a little trek into that issue and looking into what's going on over there and and that sort of thing has been a little bit diverting and um helped me to kind of renew my vigor in terms of getting in here, get on YouTube all the time and giving my commentary about this. But yeah, basically it's been diverting. It's been interesting as well. I'm learning a lot about the way things work in the UK, which is an interesting aspect of it. So I have been, but we're gonna have a lot of stuff going on this month. There's, obviously we all, most of us realize that coming up here on the 10th, we're gonna get news. Okay, we're gonna either number one, we're either gonna get a brief or a response brief from the state regarding Avery's appeal, and or they could ask for another extension, and they're likely to get it. Won't be as long probably as the one they got this time. It'll probably be much shorter, half or maybe even less than half of the time that they've already received. But most likely, if they ask for another extension, they'll most likely get it. So that's basically the one of two things that we'll see happen on the 10th. So we'll all be looking for that. So I see. Let's see. We got a lot of people here. Hey, Sela. Hey, Lorraine. Hey, Julie. What's going on, Miss Pom Pom? And Ricky, how's it going, Ricky Weir? So, it's so like I said, we got the state and what they're potentially filing here on the 10th, and so or asking for an extension. Obviously, those of you who've been in this as long as I have, the game of the way these things go. The filings go back and forth. Sometimes there's extensions, sometimes that sort of thing. So we'll see what happens basically. But on the 10th, we'll have some news one way or the other. Tomorrow, Paul and I are going to be talking with Redditor Magilla39. So you guys can be looking forward to that tomorrow. We got coming up at the end of the month on the 29th, basically leap year day itself. It's a Saturday, and we're planning to take the banner out as we did recently out to the Queen Mary and stuff. And before that, when we took it around to the Hollywood sign and Universal City Walk and the Sunset Strip and, and that sort of thing. And so on the 29th, the Hod himself is going to be coming in from Australia to hang out here in LA. He's just going to be in town. We're also going to end up having Sandy Greenman here on that day. So they're going to be here. Mark's going to be in town for the weekend. He's just in town for the weekend in LA. So him and I are going to go on Friday. I've already asked for the day off. So anybody that's going to be in Southern California on Friday, February 28th, might want to see if they can, hang out with us because I'm going to go ahead and take Mark over for some dim sum on Friday, the day before the banner tour that we're going to be doing on Saturday. So, and we'll most likely have Sandra with us. So anybody who's interested in going out for dim sum on February 28th, the day before we go out with the banner, let me know. Email me or something and let me know, and I'll let you know where the place is. It's a special little place that my boss and I discovered, and you can go there for lunch, and you can actually get a pretty good deal to get a bunch of different food, really good food, to where you get a sample, a bunch of different things on the menu for pretty good economy price. Not like hugely expensive, but it's really good stuff. Dim sum, man. Oh, so good. So anybody that's interested, let me know. And and I hope everybody was enjoying Andrew's live cast there. I was over there watching it. I actually delayed the start of mine because he had a very interesting guest on there, Thomas Myrtle, and so I went ahead and waited. So yeah, those of you who maybe didn't get to see it, maybe can go back and check it out after we're done here. So hopefully Julie Pom Pom will be able to get the Friday off maybe, and she'll be able to make it over and have some dim sum with the Hod and Sandy Greenman and I. And then, like I said, on Saturday we're gonna start probably downtown Disney, because we want to take Sandra places like, iconic places, and stuff like that. So we figured downtown Disney being a pretty big one, go hang out there for a bit with the banner and the flags and everything, right? And then we're gonna head over to, basically over into the Universal City area, West Hollywood area, where the Walk of the Stars basically is. It's another thing that Sandy Greenman wants to see, and I thought it would be cool because you often get a lot of interesting street performers, and sometimes people just dressing up as characters to be in tourist shots and stuff. So we might be able to have some fun with those kinds of characters that might be hanging around down there at the basically what they call, I think, the Avenue of the Stars. So that's what we're planning to do on Leap Year. We might even run into some somebody famous while we're down there. It's I'm not saying it will happen, but I'm not saying it won't. It's possible. Hey, if Kim Kardashian's down there for the day and she sees a banner over there with Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey's name on it, it might get her attention. But anyways, so that's what we're planning there. That's another big thing we got coming up here. What we're trying to do to be proactive, to continue to create that awareness of Stephen and Brendan, to sometimes reiterate it to some people who maybe were interested and have lost touch with it, just because justice is a slow thing and they just kind of lost interest for whatever reason. Yes, it's on the 29th. And yeah, so absolutely. We're going to be doing that on the 29th, what I was just talking about, with the banner going to downtown Disney and down to the Avenue of the Stars and all that. That is on the 29th. Dim sum and all that, if you're interested, email me. That's all going to be on Friday the 28th, just so you're, hopefully Julie will be able to get off work on Friday so that she can come and have dim sum with us, right? Anyways. Oh, Sandy's awesome. I just love Sandy. She's such she's just such a positive, uplifting person. She's just such a cool person. I love her. She called in during Mammoth-on, for those of you who remember, and I got to have a conversation with her then, but I've also gotten to talk with her a little bit when I've been visiting Wisconsin. Don't always get a lot of time to talk with everybody, especially this time, because I was going to over to Nina, which is an hour from Manitowoc, and that sort of stuff. So I ended up not getting to talk to Carla Chase, this last time I was there as much, and she actually got pretty pissed off about it, even though she was smiling. I know she was pissed, but she felt like I had ignored her. It wasn't that. It was just that I ended up, instead of hanging out with her when I first got there, I ended up heading over to Nina straight from the airport, and it was just different than the year before. So anyways, got to make sure I get around and talk to everybody when I get to Wisconsin. But no, it's a lot of fun. But Sandy is, like I said, a lot of fun too. She's she's been there for Steven for a long time, long before MAM came out. You know what I mean? She was like that one song, I Was Country when country wasn't cool. Well, Sandy was an Avery supporter when being an Avery supporter wasn't cool, I guess you might say. But anyway, just as slow, that's an understatement. Well, that's true. How you doing, Jamie Brooks? Oh, no worries, Pom Pom. Let us know. I think you'd love it though. The dim sum is. I mean, I look forward to going to this place. And when I found out Mark was coming in early on Friday, I decided to tell my boss I wanted to take the day, and I wanted to be able to take Mark over to get dim sum. So it's good stuff. Hey, Linda, how you doing? By the way, Linda, we need to talk with Pete and organize and that sort of stuff. Maybe hopefully early in the morning before Paul and I are having to go on with McGilla. So just a heads up on that. We need to get together with him because we need to bring Pete up to speed on Eagle Nation for a bit so that he'll be better equipped to comment. Obviously, anyways, so. So that's some of the stuff we got coming up this month. I also was just realizing that in all the hustle and bustle of all the holidays and stuff that I forgot about Mitch, Team Stockdale. Him and I need to have a get together and do a live. I've been talking to Andrew Whitehead, who was live right before this. Been talking to him last week or so. I'm gonna make plans to go on with him live on his channel pretty soon, and then maybe have him come back on my channel live with maybe me and him and Paul, and that sort of thing, because Paul very much likes Andrew as well. So, and we'll start getting everybody involved. And then the next thing that I wanted to talk about, the next conversation that I wanted to start here, is Mammoth-on 2. I know there was a lot of people. There was somebody suggested it like a month and a half ago or something like that during the live, and there was a lot of people said, "Ooh, that's a great idea." There was a little bit of a buzz that was created. So here we go. I'm gonna say Mammoth-on 2. When is that gonna probably be the best? What would be the best time for that? Maybe what weekend? Do we want to make it really around that same weekend in April, maybe again? Since that worked out so well. Or do we want to have it sooner? Anyway, things like that. But then we need to also talk about is maybe we need to, because I believe in democracy. Those of you who have been following my other channel will know that. Let me just fix something here real quick, folks. But those of you who've been following my other channel know that I'm all about the democratic will of the people. So I'm you guys know I'm just absolutely just over the moon at the amount of people who have gotten out there now and are getting on these various social media platforms, using podcasts and using YouTube. People like Andrew, people, the Foul Play channel. There's a few others that have sprung up. There's, obviously the Rubber Ducky. You got Millbilly. You got a lot of these. So what all YouTube, Avery Dassey YouTubers and commentators out there do we want to involve? I certainly want to get Fenn and Julie from the 80 More Things podcast to do a segment. And maybe that will make it even a little bit more fun this time, because obviously during the first Mammoth-on, we had basically 4 broadcasters doing a pretty grueling cycle, right? And so maybe now if there's, say, 8 different people to do it, maybe we can have it where it's all, a little bit more, fresh and energetic, or that sort of thing, so we can have more people involved. And plus, a lot of these channels are getting more and more popular. Linda Kay, for instance, can do a segment. Fenn and Julie have a YouTube channel that they put their podcast on. They can do a segment. Like I said, maybe Rubber Ducky. So we get together and choose maybe 8 of the ones that we think we want on Mammoth-on or something, or we start kicking the ideas around, basically. So I just wanted to openly suggest the conversation to everybody. What is Mammoth-on? Oh boy. Yeah, there you go. Pom Pom just shared you a link. That's Mammoth-on was an entire weekend. It was a 48-hour period, actually 49 because I went an hour longer. I opened it and I closed it. So what it was is we went for an entire weekend where there was a live stream going about Stephen and Brendan at all times during that weekend. So it started with me on Friday night, and we went off of Eastern time to where I believe it was. So we were starting at midnight, or well, what would be 12 a.m. Saturday morning, right? Which for me was much sooner. Anyway, we basically went, I went 4 hours, then I handed it off to Allie. Allie went 4 hours. And then after Allie, we had Tracy Strunzi, basically a lawyer, and then it was Mr. Capaldi. So we had four of us, you know, and we just kept turning it over, and then I opened it up, and then obviously I was at the end where I closed it off as well, and so we could do this again, and I know people were excited about it. I know I can't say it enough. I love the fact that so many people are getting out there and getting vocal. And I like it that a lot of people are doing it in a classy way, that they're just getting out there with the facts, going, look, here's the facts, and it's less about the personal attacks or any of that kind of stuff that makes supporters look bad. And so the more I see that, the more it makes me feel, it fills my heart up, because those of you who look far enough back in my channel 2 Christmases ago, Mr. Capaldi and I were trying all kinds of things to get more people to get vocal and start up a YouTube channel or start up a blog or a vlog or whatever they might want to do. So actually seeing it come to fruition and seeing so many people like Linda Kay listening here, and others like Andrew and Millbilly, Rubber Ducky, there's just so many that are out there. Foul Play. There's another one that is escaping me right now. But there's another one out there that is totally escaping me right now. There's probably others that I'm forgetting right now, but we could potentially have, say, this time, 8 different channels to broadcast from. And that could, like I said, I think that could keep things a lot fresher, and it could be fun. So for those that would be interested in that, let us know. Share your ideas with us. You can do it on the various Discord channels. I know Foul Play has a Discord channel. I know Rubber Ducky has one, or there's Millbilly has one. You can go to the Wrecking Crew Discord. You can email me. You can email Pom Pom. You can let us know, or you can comment underneath this video, any ideas you have, and let us know. Or we could, maybe after talking about this for a week, maybe we can do something like start a poll, similar to the poll that Mr. Capaldi and I and Mr. Hodnott did when we were doing the Captain Crunch voting of whether or not Captain Crunch was British or American. So we used a specific online webpage that does polls like that and whatever. And so we could use that again and have everybody vote, which, what favorite, what 8 YouTubers would they want to see be on Mammoth-on, or doing Mammoth-on. So something like that, you know what I mean? So you don't know who Andrew Whitehead is, Vanessa? I left a link up above to one of his videos. T1, what's up, buddy? I love it. It's been a while. It's good to see you, man. It's good to see you, buddy. Stacy, good to see you, my friend. All I know. Yeah. Once he gets the ball gag out. Yeah, totally. Right? Anyway. Stacy will do a segment. Awesome. That'll work. So hey, we can put Stacy in the voting there if he's willing to do it. As I said, I'm a Democratic guy. Let's let the people vote. Top 8. Is there going to be a... Yeah, I know. Travis Williamson, where are you at, buddy? Yeah. Conspicuously missing, obviously. Anyways, so, yeah, it's coming. If I got to fly to Texas and put Travis in a stranglehold or a headlock and give him noogies until he does it, whatever it takes, right? Just like the Imagine Dragons song, right? Oh, I was saying Andrew Whitehead was one of the people I was mentioning. Absolutely, Vanessa. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Travis is super busy right now. Well, that's true. I know he is, and I'll never deny that. Travis is very, very busy right now. What's he saying? Take me with you. I want to go too. Let's see. Let's see. Read the brief. Just need Travis to explain it better. Yeah. Well, we'll get him, and don't worry. Well, even if we can't do the extremely full, comprehensive version that he originally wanted to do, we're gonna get him on video, and we'll just kind of go through the main points, and we'll get his thoughts. And as he becomes less busy, I mean, it will happen. Eventually, what he's working on will eventually reach a point where he's not working on it as much anymore. And then when we get to that point, we'll be able to do a comprehensive review of the original filing by Zellner, the upcoming response from the state. We'll be able to do it then. So just bear with us. I am sorry about that, but we'll get to it. But I do agree. Julie is right. He is busy, and so and I have respect for him because doing the job he has to do is well, it's a lot of work, and somebody's entrusting you with essentially their freedom, and or their financial future, many different things. It's usually pretty heavy things that get decided in court. Not whether or not you stole somebody's lollipop. It's something else. Where the stakes are usually a lot higher. Hey, Fen. So, are you willing, Fen, to do a segment for Mammoth-on if we do Mammoth-on again? You can talk more with MAM, like that stuff with you. Just did today. Back to the comments here a little bit. Yeah, let's see Stacy Seabrook going on over on the Linda K listening there. So that'll be fun. That'll be cool. Look forward to that, folks. All right, so we would have Finn. So, yeah, I would say let's all talk about who we would want to see be broadcasting for Mammoth-on. And like I said, now at this time where we've got so many people now that are, getting up and using their voice and using their platform, I think we could really, really, have a lot of fun with it. And like I said, we can keep it fresh the entire 48 hours. And all that sort of thing. I think it could be a lot of fun. And obviously I can do the same as before. I can open and close on it. So this time though, we won't be doing any fundraising, so we won't be collecting any donations or any, we aren't going to be reaching into anybody's pocketbooks here. That's another thing I want to make clear about it. We're not going to be doing that aspect of it. We're just going to be doing the aspect of it of 48 solid hours of talking about Stephen and Brendan. You know what I mean? So that's the idea. And so it should be a lot of fun. I actually am kind of excited, especially if we're going to have Stacy for 4 hours. I mean, if he's going to be doing a 4-hour segment, we got to get him on the guitar some amount of that 4 hours, right? So that'll be cool. You get to see, Stacy doing it up live. Air guitar. Well, I have an air guitar. He has a real one. Anyways. Let's keep talking about Mammoth-on. I love it. I love it. Absolutely. Yeah, that's fun. That's cool. So I think that's something we'll start talking about, folks. I'm totally willing. I'm willing to get behind this thing and help, drive it on down the rails here. I know Julie Pom Pom will be obviously very excited to get this going. I'm pretty sure everybody in the live chat here will be pretty excited about it. So, and it was a lot of fun last time. I mean, despite the fact that it was just weird because of the way our sleep cycles got, the way we were sleeping to make our segments and that sort of thing, that it was a in a sense grueling that way, but it was rewarding. Like when we were finally at the end of that 48 hours and it had all been such a huge success and we had raised, such a huge amount of money for Stephen and Brendan. And it was just like, wow. It was a really great feeling. So if we can pass that feeling around and get, a lot of people involved and pass that feeling around here with Mammoth-on too, I'd like to do it, because there is a lot of brilliant people out there that have started up since then, and they deserve some recognition because they're out there saying some brilliant things in regards to Avery Dassey. And I'm all about pointing it out when there's people out there saying brilliant things that need to be considered. So, yeah, we'd love to see Allie do a segment, and if she only had to do one this time, she might be willing to. But hey, she was a champ last time. She was an absolute champ. You know what I mean? She got on her segments and they were interesting. I had a lot of fun with her and Mama Phoenix at first when she during her first segment. She had Mama Phoenix on there, and so I was having a little fun chatting with them and stuff. I love talking to Casey about how she used to call King Kratz Wilbur. She's moved on to Porky Pig now or something like that, but she used to call him Wilbur, and it was just hilarious. I used to just laugh every freaking time she would say it. But I would love to see Allie do a segment, and that would be awesome. It was a lot of fun and a lot of work. Yes, even for the people behind the scenes, which, by the way, I don't want to shortchange in their credit in any way, shape, or form. We had so many people. Tracy's daughter, whose name is escaping me at the moment. We had, Finn and Julie and, Ziggy, folks. That's why I got this pin on my hat, right? Ziggy, huge part behind the scenes on that. Linda, obviously most of the Wrecking Crew. I mean, just most of the people in the Wrecking Crew, Jamie Hart, everybody just was a big part of the coordination of it and all that and everything to help make it happen. And all the various guests that came on and the Redditors that agreed to come on, who a lot of them were very, very worried about coming on and whether they'd be able to maintain their anonymity. And so once they realized that they could just put up a profile pic and not have to show their face on camera, it was great that so many of them were willing to come on and talk because, yeah, those people in the MAM community had never really had a chance to listen to their favorite Redditors talk, who whose posts that they've read that they're actually interested in, right? I mean, these Redditors they are very unsung. They're not out there. They're not looking for glory, and so it's not about them. And so it was awesome to be able to get them involved. That's a lot of great things just came together for Mammoth-on. So maybe we can get together, start talking about it now, and make another really great Mammoth-on happen here. Yeah, Casey is interesting. She's actually going to school and to become a lawyer. So she's actually going through, law school. So there, respect for that. I want to get back to school myself, but I'm currently in a period right now where I'm trying to put my job kind of first in certain ways. And so I don't have time to go to school right now. I'm anticipating that in a year I'm going to be able to start taking night classes. So that's where I'm kind of headed. Quirky. Pigs are scientifically proven to be as intelligent as 3-year-old. Yeah, that's true. That's why the pigs are running the show in Animal Farm, right? I wish I could devote more time to the David Thorne case. Yeah, absolutely. That's a big one for Casey, folks. The David Thorne case. Actually, and just like me with Scott Davis, and actually Casey did cover Scott Davis. She did a she might have done a fourth, but 3 or 4 videos she did about the Scott Davis case herself, before she actually moved into David Thorne. So school is very hard when you got to work full time, and it's even harder when you got to work full time. Um, keep up the continuity of your content on YouTube and try to go to school. It's a difficult one to juggle. So so anyways, yeah, so that's kind of what I'm thinking, folks. Let's talk about it. That's what we can be talking about, here. Obviously these lull periods where we're waiting for things to happen kind of suck, and it makes people kind of bored, and that sort of stuff. So I think a Mammoth-on right now would be a good thing to get people that, we're getting kind of blah, give them something to look forward to and get excited about, because that was one thing about Mammoth-on that was really cool, is how many people were just having fun and how excited people were to be there for the lives and talk about things and everything. It was just really, really a good deal, good atmosphere, good. I mean, Mammoth-on was such a huge success and such a positive thing. I look forward to doing that again. And like I said, this time we're doing it without the donation aspect. We're not asking for any money for Steven or Brendan. You're free to donate to any one of the YouTubers and whatever, if that's what you want to do, of course. But we're not going to be actually asking for any donations. We're not going to be trying to collect money for Steven and Brendan. Any kind of donating you do to your favorite YouTuber is completely up to you. But anyways. Mammoth-on was also a great way to get people pumped up for the rally, and that's true. And that's why we kind of put it towards the end of April, which worked out well for me because it was in between my trip to Australia and my trip to Wisconsin. It kind of was like almost right in the middle of those things. So yeah, so let's all start talking about that. Start considering that. We'll start talking with the YouTubers and try to coordinate with all of them. Obviously, we know Stacy's willing to do one. We know Finn's willing to do one. We know, Paul obviously will be willing. We know Linda is going to be willing. We know Finn said she's willing. So We got, I'm pretty sure Andrew will be. I'm pretty sure Millbilly will be. I feel fairly sure Rubber Ducky will be willing. Foul Play, I have a strong feeling they would most likely love to be part of it. Maybe even get Paul over at Reporting Live and Awen with her, her channel Toxic Bliss, and maybe get those two to do a segment together. So that I would love to see that as well, because I love those two. They're, I think Paul's hilarious, and I think Awen's just awesome. She's a total sweetheart and with a lot of passion. So I would love to see that. So if they got together to do a segment, so let's kick the ball around and let's talk about it, and let's see what everybody wants, and we'll go with what everybody wants to see, because if it's what everybody wants to see, then everybody will show up. Yeah, Millbilly can have guests on. Every YouTuber can have guests on. So and we can really showcase the supporters of Steven and Brendan out there in the wide world. So I think it could be a really big deal. It could be fun. And so let's all, like I said, let's kick that ball around and talk about it and flesh it out. What all we want to see. You know what I mean? So that essentially sums up with what's coming up here in the near future. Like I said, we got in the most immediate future here on the 10th, we have the potential filing of the state's response or them asking for an extension. One of the two coming up on the 10th. We have on February 28th and 29th. If you're interested and you're going to be in Southern California area, on Friday the 28th, you can meet up with Mark Hodnot, the Hod, Sandy Greenman, and I for dim sum. So if you want to find out where that's at, email me and let me know, and I'll let you know where it is. And then we're also going to be on Saturday. We're going to be at Downtown Disney and at the Avenue of the Stars, Walk of the Stars, with the Hod and Sandy Greenman and the banner and the flags and all that sort of stuff. So anybody that's interested in coming around and showing their support and that sort of stuff, or wants to come and show up and hang out and eat dim sum with us, let me know. And then, like I said, Mammoth-on. Let's go ahead and start talking about that. Let's keep talking about Mammoth-on. Let's keep talking till it gets on. Anyways, sorry. All right. There we go. There you go. Check out Julie's comment there. Stay updated with the case at that website. That's something that Julie maintains and everything. So it's kept up to date. Every time something's filed, there is a summary, a basic summary of what went down, and also the documents that were filed for you to be able to read yourself. You can go to that website, workwithkz.com. I love dim sum, Fen. It's so good. I'm totally looking forward to it. When I found out Mark was coming in early on Friday, I was like, oh, we're going to get dim sum. So, yeah, see, whoops. Oh, there's Stacy. And this one here. Oh, yes. Absolutely. I freaking love dim sum. So good. So good. And chopsticks. No cheaters. I'll slap anybody that picks up a fork. Chopsticks. Oh, dim sum is so good. The place where this is off of the 110 freeway. south of the 105. Dim sum is like, it's just various types of prepared types of meat and, sometimes veg and that sort of thing, wrapped in various types of, like, noodle wrap or bread type wrap with sauce. I'm just, there's so many different varieties of it, but it's all, oh, it's so good. Oh, it's delicious. I actually, and I, something else I enjoy is I actually like octopus. I had, when I was growing up, one of my friend's moms, she was a, you know, um, Italian, and well, the mom and dad were Italian, and so she was like very authentic Italian cook. She actually made octopus spaghetti, like, and I was over for dinner that night when they were having it, and honestly, I didn't notice it. They pointed it out after we were already eating it, but I was like, it's delicious. It was amazing. But anyway. I'm able to eat the dim sum with chopsticks, but anyway. So yeah, so that's it. That's what we're looking for. Moving up, coming up here. Some of the things to talk about. Some of the things to reinvigorate the conversation, and just keep on keeping on with building up the awareness, and making people aware of Stephen and Brendan and their situation and other criminal justice situations, and also reminding others who have left the fold, um, and maybe being able to bring them back and keep them updated at least periodically, if they find it difficult to remain in the fight on a daily basis. I can understand that. So at least maybe then we help remind people to keep coming back and checking in, and occasionally when big things are happening, to help us and lend us their voice, when we're trying to create a certain buzz, or that sort of thing. So we want to keep, even though it's hard for people to stay in it all the time, we want to keep some recirculation of people coming back in, and stuff, so that we always have people looking back in on it to add their voice to the collective, when it's needed, like signing the petitions out there, particularly the one for Brendan. We want to get that sucker signed by as many people, the one that's meant for Governor Evers. So all these things, folks, all stuff we need to continue to think about. Um, you know, we want to continue to keep the public thinking about it. Obviously, MAM, you know, making a murder documentaries aren't going to come out every day. So we also have a burden of responsibility to keep talking about Stephen and Brendan, keep talking about Avery, as Stacy says, and keep talking until he's set free. You know what I mean? So, on that note, I will say, Stabathon. What are we going to? Are we going to Scotland, to Glasgow? Oh, anyways. Julie, hit me up and I'll let you know where we're going, and you can check the menu out. It's, trust me, it's good. Mhm. Yeah, and remind that the state will never stop. That's true. Absolutely, Vanessa. So, all right, those of you who are interested, I will be going live with the HOD in a couple hours over on my other channel. We are going to be talking about that other thing that's been on my mind lately. Um, so I love talking with Mark, though. Every chance I get to talk with him, especially when I get to do it on video, is great. He's such a great guy, smart. He's worldly. He's just, he travels around the world. He understands, you know, a lot of things, and comprehends them in a lot of ways better than I do when it comes to certainly foreign affairs and that sort of stuff. And him and I are going to be having a little chat tonight. So those of you who are interested, in it's going to be 2.5 hours. We're going to be live over on my Doctor Who channel to talk about that. So if you're interested, let me, go on over there and do that. Otherwise, there you go. Filing coming on the 10th. Banner tour on the 28th and 29th. Those that are interested in dim sum, email me about the 28th. We're going to be at downtown Disney, Avenue of the Stars and stuff with Sandy Greenman on the 29th of February this year, on Leap Year Day itself, on Saturday. If you want to join us there, Mammoth-on. And if you haven't already, folks, please hit subscribe, and we'll see you.